Good day, I'm Twyla Whelan and this is your JIS News for Monday, February 17, 2025. Minister of Finance and the Public Service, Favour Williams, says recent media reports suggesting that the budget for the 2025-2026 fiscal year indicates contraction are misleading. The estimates of expenditure was tabled in the House of Representatives on Thursday. In a subsequent statement, Minister Williams clarifies that the spending cuts referenced in the media pertain specifically to Jamaica's debt servicing, including amortization and interest payments. She emphasizes that these debt-related payments have been reduced by a significant $159.4 billion for fiscal year 2025-2026 compared to the previous year. The minister further explains that the reduction in debt servicing has enabled the government to prioritize increased investment in critical sectors such as education and healthcare. Minister Williams asserts that the overall expenditure of $1.26 trillion for the upcoming fiscal year demonstrates the government's commitment to sound fiscal management. The Ministry of Education, Skills, Youth and Information is getting an increased $2.7 billion for spending on capital projects in the new fiscal year. The $4.2 billion capital expenditure adds to the $183.5 billion allocated for recurrent expenses. The capital budget includes approximately $853 million to complete the expansion of the Mount St. Joseph High School under the Education Transformation Program. This is to address the shift system and overcrowding in the institution. Already, existing structures at the school have been renovated and construction has been completed on new 2nd, 5th and 6th form classroom blocks. This year's budget allocation is to complete construction of the administrative, 3rd and 4th form blocks as well as the auditorium. The funding is outlined in the recently tabled estimates of expenditure for fiscal year 2025-2026. The Jamaican government is set to invest an estimated $3.2 billion in the 2025-2026 fiscal year to acquire an additional 100 compressed natural gas (CNG) buses for the Jamaica Urban Transit Company (JUTC). This move follows the procurement of 100 CNG buses last year. The acquisitions form part of a broader plan outlined by the Transport Minister Darrell Vaz to provide a total of 300 buses financed from the Consolidated Fund in 3 phases. The acquisition covered in this budget cycle represents the final step in the 3-phase plan.
The third 100 buses, which are already committed and blocked at the Ministry of Finance for funding, will be done next year for delivery 2026 and possibly earlier.
Meanwhile, the government will be building on the gains in public healthcare development in the new financial year. In 2024, Jamaica achieved the historic milestone of eliminating mother-to-child transmission of HIV and congenital syphilis. This reflected work done in areas such as expanded rapid testing, antiretroviral therapy, improved antenatal care, and enhanced monitoring systems. More achievements are being targeted in fiscal year 2025-26 with continued focus on infrastructure, legislative reform, and health campaigns. Deputy Governor General Stedman Fuller outlined the plans as he delivered the throne speech on Thursday.
Legislative priorities include the Tobacco Control Bill, which will align Jamaica with World Health Organization regulations by restricting tobacco and e-cigarettes use, and the Food and Drug Amendment Bill, which regulates natural health products. Amendments to the Nurses and Midwives Act and Pharmacy Act will legalize advanced practice registered nurses, APRNs, prescribing approved pharmaceuticals, improving healthcare efficiency.
Among this year's infrastructure priorities is the completion of the Western Child and Adolescent Hospital, set to offer 12 specialties, including pediatric cardiology and psychiatry. Work will also progress on the Spanish Town Hospital redevelopment and Cornwall Regional Hospital rehabilitation projects. Several health centers will also be upgraded, including the Greater Portmore, Old Harbour and St. Jago Park facilities. Still on health, the Portfolio Minister Dr. Christopher Tufton says overseas recruitment remains an option to plug nursing vacancies that cannot be filled through local recruitment. During a recent statement to Parliament, Dr. Tufton said he was not opposed to recruiting from overseas to fill the nursing vacancies within the health sector. He was responding to questions posed by Member of Parliament for St. Mary Central, Dr. Morris Guy, on whether the government would consider employing nurses from the Philippines to fill the gaps existing within the sector.
We want to engage our people first, even before we seek to encourage and invite others to come in. But I don't think we can leave that off the table either, to be totally frank. As you know, we have over 300 Cuban healthcare workers here in Jamaica, and we do have from other nationalities. Part of the wider global health strategy is going to be to offer as much opportunities to our locals, but to fill the immediate gaps, if we can't source locally, we have to explore other options. And I think the Philippines is a worthy partner.
A memorandum of understanding was recently signed between the government of the Philippines and the Ministry of Health and Wellness. It is to facilitate faculty exchanges as well as specialist training and knowledge and experience sharing in the areas of biotechnology, epidemiology, and healthcare management, among others.
We're building out hospitals now, which will give us more clinical rotation space. The Philippines has over 400 hospitals for the 100+ million population. They have enough space to allow for some clinical rotation. So our people can go there, as well as access to their faculty, either remotely or in person. So that's the first idea.
And finally, Jamaica has welcomed a new airline service from North Carolina in the United States. Avelo Airlines landed its inaugural international flight from Raleigh, North Carolina at the Sangster International Airport on February 12. The flight will operate twice weekly on Wednesdays and Saturdays, utilizing Boeing's next generation 737 aircraft. Minister of Tourism Edmund Bartlett says it's a move that will help with the ministry's goal of attaining 1.3 million seats this winter season.
Indeed, we have had, as tourism is susceptible to an element of disruption as a result of weather, extreme, freezing conditions in the U.S. and some of our main gateways have impacted the flow of arrivals for the first month and a half. But we're picking up back in February, we're looking much better, and we will be on track to realize our intended outcomes for the winter season.
Minister Bartlett says the addition of this route expands Avelo's current non-stop service to Hartford's Bradley International Airport in Connecticut, further enhancing the island's connectivity to key markets. And that's it for JIS News Today. I'm Twyla Whelan. Thanks for watching.